I couldn't believe it when I heard that. I was asking a few leaders about the tool they were using, and this leader mentioned the Palm Pilot. Bonjour, this is Cyril from Work Smarter, Live Better. In this video, I want to make a few suggestions about the tools that you maybe want to use to organize all your tasks. I work with many leaders around the world, and one of the questions I ask them when I train them is, what system, what tool do you use to organize all your tasks? And there are so many. From the biggest one I hear is still the pen and paper. I have a to-do list where I keep things. Some people use their inbox as a tool. I keep things in my inbox to do them. I create folders, the to-do folders, the urgent to-do folders, the AAA urgent to-do folders. I use an Excel spreadsheet. I use an app, and all in the above. And a few years ago, one of the leaders said, Cyril, I use the Palm Pilot. Now, for those with a bit of a gray hair like me, you might remember 20, 30 years ago, we used to have one of the first personal assistant PDA was called a Palm Pilot. But then I turned to the person and said, does that still exist, the Palm Pilot? And he said, no, Cyril. What I mean by that is when I have something really important to do and I don't want to forget, I write it down in the palm of my hand to remind me that I need to do it. So that was his new version of the Palm Pilot. Now, asking this question, I have seen so many tools, so many apps, so many ways of keeping track. I see that people use more than one. You know, they have paper, they have Post-it, they have an app that they try. And I see people who forget all what they've written down and they're lost with this sea of task lists, to-do lists that they have to do. So I want to simplify that. I suggest that you should have 3 tools. A capture tool, a time-consuming task tool, and a quick task tool. I'm repeating, a capture tool, a time-consuming task tool, and a quick task tool. Let me explain. Capture tool. As soon as you think about something you need to do, you need to write it down. And so you might be at the most unexpected place, have something mobile with you. For me, I use notes from my mobile phone. And as soon as I think about something, I just capture on the fly. Just write it down. That's my capture tool. So for me, notes in my iPhone is my capture tool. The second is a time-consuming tool. I segment my task into time-consuming and quick. Quick is I need a few minutes to do it. Time-consuming is I'm going to need 10, 15, 20, half an hour, 2 hours to do this. So anything which is time-consuming go into, for me, it's an Excel spreadsheet. As simple as this. I have an Excel spreadsheet constantly open that I call my weekly plan. So for those who work with me, you know the importance of this. And so when I have something important to do and it's going to be time consuming, I have this Excel spreadsheet and it's only divided in 2 lists. There's one side called my big rocks, which are my top priorities, and the other side, others, anything else. And the third tool that I use is a quick task tool. When I have something to do and it's quick, but I can't do it now, let's say I need to do something or I need to remind myself of something in 2, 3, 4 weeks' time, I use personally Outlook Task. Doesn't matter what tool you're using. My advice is use a tool that you can allocate a task to a specific date. So you say, hey, I need to do this in 3 weeks' time on Monday. Well, go to your task, your quick task tool and allocate it to the specific date. I think this is the only tool that you need. Now, doesn't matter. I personally use notes for my capture. As I mentioned, I use an Excel spreadsheet for my time consuming. I use Outlook Task for my quick one. Doesn't really matter what tool you use. It's more the what do you use it for, having the 3 clear tools in your mind. So my question to you is, what are your tools? You think about something you need to do, how you capture it. You have a task list for time consuming, what it is. You need to remind yourself of something you need to do in 3 weeks' time. It's just a quick reminder. Where did you put it? This is this week Work Smarter, Live Better tip. Hope you enjoy it. You have a lovely day. À bientôt.